Hello and welcome to Enjoy English School.
欢迎来到 Enjoy 英语学院。
I'm Stevie.
And I'm Laurie.
Today and tomorrow, we're looking at our business English lesson, and we're talking about something that maybe after you get out of school, you'll learn about very quickly. Work overload. Although, we do also say students have homework overload.
Yeah.
Yeah, so same thing.
Yeah. 所以呢，今天跟明天我们要来看到我们的商用英文啊。那么我们对话的中文标题呢是爆肝工作心好累啊。所以这个当然讲的比这个英文标题来的资讯多一些了哦。那这个英文的标题只有讲到就是这个过量的工作哦。不过呢，刚刚呢 Stevie 老师也讲到说也许同学们现在还不知道过量的工作，但是已经至少可能尝到了是过量的这个作业啊。这样子的一个状况，但是呢，这个未来到底这个职场上有可能怎么样出现过量的工作，以及一些相关的这个单字跟片语，我们就赶快一起来看看吧。
Work overload. Dialogue A. Marlon is adjusting to his new position at a company when his manager approaches him.
Hey, Marlon. How's your work coming along? You look a bit tired.
To be honest, I'm having a hard time handling it all. The work itself is not difficult. It's just the amount that has to be done is overwhelming.
I see. How long has it been like this for you?
Since I started here last month, sir. I've been taking work home with me every night as well, but the work never seems to end.
Wow, I had no idea. It's rare for employees at Racby to take work home. Is that why you've been looking so exhausted every day?
To some degree, yes. The stress of not being able to do my job well has been keeping me up at night. I haven't gotten a full night's sleep in a week.
Oh, goodness. How am I only finding out about this now? Marlon, if you ever feel overworked or overstressed, please come see me. It's my job to help you as your manager.
Okay, I will. I wasn't sure if I just wasn't doing my job well, and I was too worried to ask since I'm new.
I'll try to figure out a way to reduce your workload a bit.
Thank you.
Okay, before we go into our dialogue, today we have Marlon and we have Steve. Not Stevie, Steve.
对，不一样。
Steve's my friend.
Okay.
So, we have Steve and Marlon. Now, Marlon is adjusting to his new position at a company when his manager approaches him. Now, even though we're kind of just telling you, we're setting the scene for this, but there are a couple, there's a phrase here and a really important word. Number one, adjust to something. This just means you're getting used to something. Okay? Oh, yeah, I'm still adjusting at work. I'm still getting used to my job at this company. So Marlon is getting used to his new position at a company when his manager approaches him. His manager comes up to him.
对。所以呢，我们来看到一开始这个对话的设定啊，就是呢，这个 Marlon 呢，他正在这个适应，叫做 adjusting to 啊，正在适应他新的这个在一个公司里头的新的职位 ，position 是职位的意思啊。当他正在适应这个新的职位的时候呢，在这个的同时，他的经理呢 approaches 就是走向他走向他，所以呢，这是表示说他正在工作中的时候呢，那他的经理走过来了，这样。
Yeah. And I just want to
emphasize
加强 emphasize. Adjust to is so common.
对.
But it's another one of those phrases I don't hear often in Taiwan. But, okay, if you go to a new school, then maybe your parents will ask you, are you adjusting to your new school? If you move to a new city, have you adjusted to life in a new city?
对.
So adjusted to something. is very, very common. We use it a lot.
所以呢，这个适应这个片语 adjust to 其实是很常用的啊。你可以适应很多东西啊，就像刚刚 Steve 老师举的好几个例子啊，适应新的学校、适应新的生活等等的，都很适合用。
Yep, we use it a lot.
对。
Okay, so Marlon, he's at his company, and Steve is his new manager. Walks up to him, and Steve says, "Hey, Marlon, how's your work coming along? You look a bit tired. So how's your work coming along?" This kind of means how is work going?
Going, 对，没错。
Yeah.
所以呢 ，Steve 这位经理首先他就跟这个 Marlon 打招呼啊，就说 "Hey Marlon"，然后呢，接着他说你的这个工作啊，这个 coming along 是进展的如何了啊，所以也可以用 going 代替啊。所以你的工作进展的如何啦？你看起来有一点累耶。
Yeah, you look a bit tired. So Marlon says, to be honest, I'm having a hard time handling it all. I'm having a hard time, we could say, dealing with, we talked about work overload. Another thing you could say, I'm having a hard time handling or dealing with the workload. The workload. So to be honest, if you want me to tell you the truth, I'm having a hard time. It's a lot of work.
所以呢，这是 Marlon 他回答，他说哦，这是如果要老实讲，叫做 to be honest 哦，老实说哦，这样的一个意思哦。那么呢，have a hard time 意思是并不是硬的意思，它这里是指有一个很困难的一个时间。那什么意思呢？就是表示他做一个什么事情上遇到了困难，所以我呢在什么上遇到困难呢 ？Handling it all 这里的 it 其实就是刚刚 Steve 老师讲的 workload 哦，我这整个工作呢哦，我要把它这个处理起来呢，我要这个进行起来呢，这一切对我来说蛮难的。
And then he uses another thing that's pretty common in English. He said, the work itself is not difficult. It's just the amount that has to be done is overwhelming. So here he says, it's not the work itself. Now, why does he say itself? Because he's saying that, well, the work part. So he says the work itself is not that hard. It's not that difficult. It's just the amount. There's so much work that has to be done that it's overwhelming, or I feel overwhelmed. I feel like it's more than I can handle. If you're overwhelmed, then whatever you're feeling, it's more than you feel you can handle.
对，所以呢，接下来呢，他进一步的讲，他说工作本身，这里的本身就是那个 itself 啊，工作自己来讲，工作本身来讲呢，并不难，而是就只是啊 ，it's just 就只是呢 ，the amount 是那个量啊，我们讲说工作的量呢 ，that has to be done 什么样的量？那些必须要被完成啊，这里的 be done 就是被完成的工作的量呢 ，is overwhelming 而是非常巨大的，好像呢会淹没它的一个感觉。
Yeah. And this phrase itself, we use that a lot. Oh, how do you like the class? Not really. Oh, why? Well, the class itself, the lessons, the things I'm learning, the class itself is interesting. My teacher is a jerk. So I don't like my teacher. So I like this part, but yeah.
对
So
这样的用法很多。
yes, we use that a lot.
对
Okay, but it's so overwhelming. And now Steve says, I see. How long has it been like this for you? This just means how long have you felt this way?
没错。所以呢，接着 Steve 他就说：“我了解了啊。那么呢，事情啊 ，has it been like this 的那个 it 是指整个状况，整个事情呢，像这个样子，对你来说已经多久了？”
And Steve says, so Steve says, how long has this been going on? And now Marlon says, since I started here last month, sir. So since I started the job.
对。 所以呢，他就回答Marlon 就回答他说，就从我呢在这里上个月我在这里开始以后就已经感觉是这个样子了。
So now, Marlon says, I've been taking work home with me every night as well, but the work never seems to end. So he says, I've been overwhelmed since I got here. I even take work home every night. That's why he says as well. I also do this, but the work never ends. I never get caught up.
对，所以呢，接着他就回答他说，就是我呢 ，I have been， 这里有一个这个现在完成式，代表的是已经持续一段时间的状态，所以我一直呢，都把工作跟着我一起带回家，而且是每个晚上然后呢，这里有一个 as well， 是指说呢，我不是只在公司做，我也把工作带回家这样的一个意思。但是呢，这个工作呢，永远呢，这个 seems 是感觉感觉永远也不会结束这样的
Like tests at school, right? 感觉永远不会结束。
Good point.
So now Steve said, wow, I had no idea. I had no idea. The reason he says had is because before now,
对
you told me, so now I know.
对
Before now, I had no idea. I didn't know.
对，没错。所以呢，这里的 Steve 他就说：“哇，我原先不知道，我原先完全不晓得有这样的状况所以这里会用原先，是因为现在 Marlon 已经讲了，所以他已经知道了，所以才会用一个 had。
It's rare for employees at RACME to take work home. It's rare. It means it doesn't happen often.
对。所以呢，接着呢 ，Steve 他就讲了他说呢，而且就是呢 ，it's rare 是很少的意思，它是一个带有否定意味的，就是几乎没有所以呢，很少呢有员工在 RACME 呢是要把工作带回家继续加班做的。
Is that why you've been looking so exhausted every day? Like you have been, like since you got here, every day you look exhausted. Is that why? Because you're overwhelmed?
对，然后接着 Steve 就问他说这就是为什么你一直看起来都每天那么的疲累吗？这里的 exhausted 是指精疲力竭的意思，所以它不是普通的累，是非常非常的疲劳的意思然后用一个 you have been 因为呢也是一个持续一段时间的状况这样。
All right, we'll take a quick break here, and we'll be right back with the next part of the dialogue. Okay, so now Steve just asked Marlon, is that why you look so exhausted, so tired? And so Marlon says, to some degree, yes. To some degree, this means, well, in part of it. Yeah, there's a certain level of that. Yes, that's why I feel exhausted. There is a part of it. Yeah.
所以呢，这里的话呢 ，Marlon 他说这个某个程度来说叫做 to some degree，degree 是程度的意思
Yeah.
所以呢，某个程度来说是的那回答他说，这就是我看起来每天那么累的原因是的，这样。
The stress of not being able to do my job well has been keeping me up at night. So he says, well, yes, to some level, to some degree, I have too much work. But then also the stress of me thinking I'm not good at my job, that is also keeping me up at night.
所以呢，接着他就是继续进一步的讲，他说这个压力什么的压力呢 ？of 后面告诉我们没有办法 ，be able to 是能够嘛，那加了一个 not， 所以是没有办法，不能来把我的工作做好呢的这个压力呢 ，has been keeping me up at night， 是让我呢在晚上一直醒着睡不着、失眠的原因。
Yep. And then he says, I haven't gotten a full night's sleep in a week. So I haven't been able to sleep even one night. I haven't been able to sleep all night for a week. I haven't gotten a full night's sleep. That just means you were able to sleep all night, usually 8 hours, right?
对。
So I haven't slept a whole night all week.
所以呢，接下来他就讲说，我已经没有这个拥有，所以这里的一样用了一个 have 的这样子的一个完成式来表达一个状态所以呢，我已经没有拥有一整晚的睡眠，这样子的情况已经1个礼拜了。
So now Steve says, "Oh goodness." This just means, "Oh my." Oh wow.
就是天哪。
Yeah. How am I only finding out about this now? This is also why. Like, how is this possible?
对。
How come I didn't know about this before?
因为他可能觉得他是他的主管所以呢
Yeah.
应该要知道这个下面的 employees 的工作状况
Yeah.
所以他就说了，我怎么到现在才发现这样子的一个事情，这样的一个状况呢？
And then Steve says, Marlon, if you ever feel overworked or overstressed, please come see me. Come and see me. Come talk to me.
对，所以呢，他就开始对 Marlon 说他说，如果你呢再有觉得这个过度工作或者过度压力的话呢，请来见我，请来找我。
Yeah. It's my job to help you as your manager. This means because I'm your manager, it's my job to help you.
对，所以他说呢，身为你的经理我的工作就是要帮助你，这样。
Wow, Steve sounds like a really good manager.
Too good to be true.
Yeah. Steve is great. So now Marlon says, okay, I will. I'll tell you. I'm telling you now.
所以呢 Marlon 就说了 OK 我会的我会找你的。
I wasn't sure if I just wasn't doing my job well, and I was too worried to ask since I'm new. So, okay, this sentence sounds a little confusing. He said, I wasn't sure if I just wasn't doing my job well. He wasn't sure if that was the only problem. He didn't know if there was too much work. He just knew he couldn't do it all.
That's right.
And so he felt like, is it too much work, or is it only because I can't do it well? So that's why we say just. I wasn't sure if I just wasn't doing my job well. Maybe I'm terrible. And I was too worried to ask you because I'm new.
对，所以这边有2个句子我们看到第一个，他先讲到说我不确定是否呢我就只是没有把我的工作做好所以可能这样子同样的 amount 这样的量别人可以做好，为什么只有我就不能所以是不是就只是因为我没做好？这是刚刚 Stevie 老师补充的 just 的那个用的原因然后呢他接着说，而且我也太担心来这个问出这样子的一个问题，那这里的 to too 后面再接一个 to to， 那就是 to 怎么样 to， 那是表示我太担心以至于我没有问我不敢问那为什么呢？ Since 告诉我们，因为我还是新人，我太新了，这样。
So Steve says, I'll try to figure out a way to reduce your workload a bit. So I'll try to figure out, to think of a way to give you a little less work, to reduce your workload a little.
所以接下来呢 Steve 他就说了，好，我会试着呢来 figure out a way， 就是想出一个方式 to reduce 是降低的意思所以呢来这个让你的工作量呢能够降低一些我会来想出一个方法。
And Marlon says, oh, thank you.
这个 Marlon 这个时候一定是非常感动的说谢谢你，这样。
So how many people think Steve is now really going to go and fire Marlon? No, just kidding. Okay, so we're going to find out more about what happens tomorrow. But right now, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with today's vocabulary and phrases. Okay, looking at our vocabulary and phrases, we talked about adjusting to something, getting used to something. We also talked about the word approach, to come up to somebody. And we learned to be honest, 坦白讲. Or you also sometimes say 老实说.
对
When I first came to Taiwan, I thought it was 老实说.
The teacher says.
And so I thought, oh, to be honest means that's what the teacher says. Okay. 我完全误会那个意思. I'm just sharing that. We also learned the word overwhelming. Oh, you feel like it's too much. It's overwhelming. We learned as well. This just means also. And we learned exhausted. I'm so tired. I can't move. I'm exhausted. We learned the phrase to some degree, to some level. And we learned the phrase to figure out something or to think up an idea, how to solve a problem. You figure it out. So those are some of our words and phrases for today. We will have more for you tomorrow. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.